Hey, this is Challan with PriorityTeam.com, and I got a really amazing video for you today. This changed my life. And the first question I have for you is, are you stealing in your home-based business? Now, you may be saying, no, of course you're not stealing. What do you mean? Stealing like going to a company and stealing products? No, that's not what I mean. What I mean by that is actually can be a lot worse. You're stealing from yourself. Maybe you're stealing from your family. If you have a family, kids, you're stealing from your kids. And what I mean by that is you're doing things that is literally robbing you. You're robbing from yourself, from your time. And there's so many. This video can literally be a weekend seminar. But I want to help you with one thing that almost every client that I have, I find that they're stealing from themselves in this one topic, this one area of their home-based business. I know, because I was stealing from myself in this one area for years. In fact, it took me to have a big wake-up call for me to stop stealing from myself. One day I was sitting on the phone with this prospect, and it was like I was calling him probably like the third or fourth or fifth, I don't even know, but it felt like it was going on for weeks. I was calling him back, hey, you ready to get started? Calling him back, you ready to get started? I mean, we were like best friends, and all I can hear, I was on the phone with this guy this one day, and I'm thinking, is this guy going to sign up or what? And all I can hear in the background was my kids playing, and one of my kids was having a challenge with something. They were crying. I heard one of them crying over something. And I just heard my life in the other room, basically. My wife, I can hear her, my kids, and it felt like everything came in slow motion. I heard this guy just talking in my ear, who I got to the point where I'm thinking, this guy's never going to enroll in my business. And then in my other ear, I heard my family and me wanting to be outside of my office in the other room. And I literally started to think about, this guy is stealing from me. This guy is stealing my time. And then I started to take more responsibility. Was it this guy stealing from me? No. I was stealing myself. Meaning I was allowing this guy, this prospect, to steal my time, but in the actuality, again, it was me allowing him. So I was the one stealing, robbing my time, more importantly, robbing my wife's time, because I could be in there with them and getting more results with people who are ready to join me when I'm ready to enroll them. Meaning, so the number one way that people can be robbing your time is by, baby, I smell gas. Isn't it great to do home-based videos when you're with your kids in your other room? But I'm like starting to seriously smell gas when she's trying to cook for herself. Anyways. Okay, so stealing in this one area, meaning working with unqualified prospects. And I used to be to the point where I would just make friends for 20 minutes at a time, 30 minutes at a time. I'd call them back. We'd still be friends. I would never have a high sense of urgency to enroll them. So, number one, identifying who's qualified and who's not. Now, obviously, when it comes to qualified prospect, there's a lot of ways that you can tell if they're qualified. The first way is you've got to make a lot of phone calls, and you've got to have an ear for discerning who's qualified and who's not qualified. Obviously, if they're telling you right out the bat, is this one of those job things? Or they come right out and start whining, giving you excuses, complaining, then instantly, if they're coming out whining or making an excuse, or your hair starts to stand up on edge, you just started feeling a little icky, you're just like, ah, man, I don't even know if I like this person, off the phone. Especially if you're dealing in the cold market. And even in the warm market, there are people in your family and your friends that maybe you get them as a client, but you don't have to enroll everybody. If you want to become strategic, effective, not steal from yourself and your family or doing something else that you'd rather be doing, Work with qualified prospects. And I promise you, your enrollment ratio will go through the roof when you're dealing with qualified people. Now, is there a magic formula to who's qualified and who's not qualified? No. But you get to the point again, where, like I did after many years in this industry, where I'm like, I am tired of being in the office for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours in my home-based business to be spinning my wheels over and over. And in this one area of loan. Now, I'm so tempted to go into all the other areas that I steal time, I rob myself of time. And I know you do it too in so many other areas, but we'll have to save that for distractions and Facebook and all those for another area. But again, if you are dealing with unqualified prospects, you're stealing from your time. So make sure you could be off the phone in 30 seconds. And let me give you one example of how I do that. So if I'm feeling you're unqualified, I would say something like, okay, awesome, you still have your pen and paper handy. And this could be 10 seconds into the phone call. It could be 30 seconds. It could be a minute. They don't know the process. Only you know your normal process for a qualified person. So if they're unqualified and it's 20 seconds in and they're whining, they're complaining, they're telling me that they've tried 10 of these things before and they don't work, or, you know, I'm tired of these pyramid things, or is this a job, or is this one of those things, or, you know, they're just rude. You know, and there's so many other scenarios that I can share, but if you don't feel like you want to spend the time and energy with them, don't. And here's what you say. Do you have a pen and paper handy? Great. The next step to finding out if this is something, if this is a fit for you, let me give you my website, okay? It's www.xyz. Take a bunch of notes. Here's my phone number. Go through it thoroughly. If you have any questions, call me back. Now, be very careful though. I don't do that if they were qualified, because that's a surefire way of someone not calling you back, even if they are qualified, because I didn't get the opportunity to make a connection with them, build a rapport with them. I'm just kind of doing the direct approach, like, hey, I'm calling you back in reference to the information that you requested about making money from home. And again, they start throwing up on you. You say, awesome, yeah, great, whatever they say. Grab a pen and paper. You still have a pen and paper handy. Or grab a pen and paper. Great, here's the next step. And you're pretty much nexting them, flushing them, moving on with them, getting off the phone so you don't rob the prospect's time, more importantly, your time, your family's time, so you can get to the person who is qualified. You could spend the whole day and only reach one qualified person throughout the whole day. But if you are wasting your time with the wrong person, you might not get to that person. It's kind of like golf. You could spend the whole day playing golf, and you have that one swing, that one shot, that one hole that makes all the difference in the world, that keeps you that much more motivated to go golfing one more time. You need one big win under your belt per day. And it's not going to happen every day maybe, but if you expect it to happen, you don't spend your time with the wrong people, you'll spend time, you'll have enough time, and more importantly, enough energy to find that one person that day that is just the perfect person. You made a great connection. They like you. They trust you. They're qualified. They've got the financial resources. They're hungry. They have desire. They like you. They want to work with you, and it's perfect. Again, my goal was to have one conversation of many every single day that I was prospecting, just like that. And because I expected it, I found at least one, sometimes two, every day. And because I was able to get off the phone with people who were going to rob my time, I was able to find that one person. So this is Tom Challan with PriorityTeam.com, and don't steal from your time, your family's time, and don't steal from something else that you'd rather be doing. So this is Tom Challan with PriorityTeam.com, and I'll see you in the next video.